Hello, my name is David Webb and this is a video for Dweebovision. I am a Scrabble grandmaster and in this video I am going to play Scrabble while providing in-game commentary on my moves. Hopefully this will help to improve your game and be fun to watch. The game has just started, so let's join the action. It's me to go first. I don't have a bingo. I'm therefore looking to play a short word which leaves a good leave. So Odar springs to mind. Actually, Odar is only one short of Hadel, and I think Hadel's going to score a lot more. And Tio isn't a terrible leave. And that's good. Through the L I've got Rollermite and Am I Troll. And note I get a 5-point bonus for the incorrect challenge. Am I Troll is blocked. So what else do I have? Motia is not good. There's no 7-letter word there. So the floaters are A, H and C. Can't see anything through the H. Can't see anything through the A. What about the C? Well, I think there may be something through the C. Amortice is not good. Well, as the D as well from Hadel, I could have a word which ended on that D. And there is the AT pair, so I could have a 9-letter word through AT. And that would be quite a high probability word, so I may have studied it were it to exist. Wow, what a tantalising rack. It's always good to get a bingo early in the game, but I can't see one. I do have Amort across here for 35 points, but it leaves 2 vowels. So is there a word in the same spot which uses 1 extra vowel? I would want to put the M on the double letter square to score. Well, there may be, but I'm struggling to see it. It could begin with O, so I need to consider words beginning O-M, but there are far fewer words beginning O-M than A-M. Okay, nothing better is occurring to me, and my rack is deteriorating. I do have Hullier through the H of Hadal. Doesn't score a great deal, but it does play off a lot of tiles on my rack. And although I've got low scoring tiles, which generally you think of as being bingo-y, the L's and the U are just not that great. My opponent's blocked the board a little bit with his play of Boo. He's taken out a couple of floaters. Great, I draw the Z, which is a good scoring tile. I don't have a bingo. The W doesn't go well with the Z in bingos. So I'm immediately looking to score well. I get another 5-point penalty, which on this particular site is what happens by means of your opponent losing 5 points. In tournaments, the 5 points is added to your score. Right, what can I do with my Z? Whiz is good. Riz is good. I could play Riz down here for 32 points. It would be nice to play off the W and the Z, but I don't wish to sacrifice a lot of points in order to achieve that. And the leave after Riz is not too bad. So am I missing something? Well, I can't see anywhere to play the W and the Z. 32 points is okay. And I don't have a bingo here, but it's a balanced rack and I've got scoring tiles in the C and the W, so I'm not in any problem. I'm 63 points ahead at this point. And the board's looking a little tight. The whole of the top half of the board is inaccessible, apart from column 15 onto the T of our mort. So, well, I could play vowel from the V of vole. That would leave C-E-N, which is not bad. That would be 22 points. Is there anything better? And since I'm ahead, it's quite good to keep the board tight. There's no need to open it up. And vowel certainly obstructs the floaters in Hullier. This looks promising. But do I have something? I would have had screened onto the D of a Hadal, but cat obstructs that. So I've got the floaters at the bottom of Hullier, but they are all... But to use them I would be looking at a word which began with them. There's nothing beginning with the I. Although kerosene is a word. Nothing beginning with the E. And nothing beginning with the R. Rescreen. Rescreen, is that good? Rescreen. Well, it's certainly plausible. Screener, rescreen. I think pre-screen is good, but why would I know pre-screen unless rescreen was good? Okay, well, I'm 40 points ahead. I don't think I want to risk rescreen. A lot of words beginning re sound plausible. But if I don't play it, what else is available? My opponent's play of Jot hasn't really opened anything up. Well, this board has now become quite tricky. Shall I try rescreen? To screen for a second time. It's a bit weak. I don't want to be stuck with this rack next go. So how can I score? I've got just over 10 minutes left. I note that the L in the second L of Hullier is also available as a floater, but I don't have an 8-letter bingo beginning with it. There are so few opportunities on this board, I think I am tempted to try rescreen. Certainly if it's good, it will give me a good lead. Right, time to hold one's breath. And look at the bottom right of the screen. Hasn't challenged yet. Yes, wow. What a good play. Right, opponent gets 18. I'm now 88 points ahead. I've got the blank. If I can get another bingo now, particularly in row O, that should help to seal the game. Cuniate is good, that doesn't go. I note that Riz takes an A at the end, so that's another spot for playing a bingo. So my first target is to identify a bingo. It's likely to be a 7-letter bingo if it's played in the bottom half of the board, and that's certainly the best place to play one. So I need to mentally run through the alphabet. I'm up to M and nothing has struck me. Up to R and still nothing. Well, I've been through the alphabet, but I'm sure there's going to be several. Cuniate's good, but that can't be the only bingo. That is a really promising rack. Uneaten would be good. Does that go? Yes. Oh, thank you. Uneaten goes above rescreen. Uneaten. Be nicer to play below rescreen, and now that I've found a bingo, I can briefly check for another one. Well, I'm not seeing it. I get the feeling there are actually several. So, and these are high probability letters, so it's a poor show if I have missed several. But it's still good to get a bingo. It's nice that Uneaten doesn't take any hooks at the end. And that is pretty good. That's a nice pickup. Diamonds. Diamonds doesn't go. So do I have anything else? I'm 160 points ahead, so I've got a pretty good lead. but it's always good to extend it. And I get another 5 points for a challenge. I've got the floating T in amort. But I can't see anything which uses that. Amidins, I think, is the anagram of diamonds. Amidins, diamonds. Neither of those goes. My opponent doesn't open up any opportunities. I've got just over 7 minutes left and there are 33 tiles in the bag, so I can't dwell too long on this rack. So what can I play? I could play admin in row O. Since I am ahead, I would like to play a lot of tiles. Can't really use the triple word square in the middle because I don't have anything which goes after NE apart from D. So I can play admin across here. I'd like to put the M where I'm putting the D, but I can't see how to do that. So admin 33 and the leave of IS is fine. And that's not so good. Well, it's not so good from a bingo perspective, but it is good in the sense that it's balanced and I've got scoring tiles. Now the board is quite tight. The T of amort is pretty much the only floater available, and the A hook for Riz provides the only bingo lane for a 7-letter bingo. But I've got an A, so I may be able to take that out. I could play Kiver for over 30 points. That would kill off that bingo lane. What other opportunities are available? There is a hotspot in the triple word square at O8, particularly with the double letter square at L8 being available, but I can't see how I can put one of my high scoring tiles at L8 and get a bingo, apart from Curry, possibly Cura. But it would be nice to use 2 of the high scoring tiles. My opponent's got plenty of time on his clock, 15 minutes, but I'm down to just 6. And there are still 28 tiles in the bag and 7 on my opponent's rack, so I don't have a lot of time to dwell on any of my remaining moves. ANA takes a K in front, so I could play K, parallel to and above uneaten, and that's over 30 points. And the leave of EIVS is actually quite good. I note, however, that there are 5 I's left, so I would prefer to play off an I if I can, so I think Kiver would be preferable to K. So Kiver and Riser 35 points. I don't draw the blank, it's still out there, that's the best of the remaining tiles. But if my opponent has it, it really is just the T of amort that's available for a bingo. So maybe, well, I say maybe I should take that out, but I probably don't need to worry too much about that. If I can keep scoring well, it would be better to do so than to take a very small score and eliminate that bingo lane, because even with a bingo my opponent is unlikely to catch me. There's one U in the bag, or one U unseen, and I've got a U. It would be nice to play that. Just looking to see if I can use the triple word square at 015. Well, I could play usury. Maybe I should, because the S is pretty useless on this board. There's just no opportunity to play it unless you're looking at an IST or IEST bingo in column 15. Usury 27 point... what about fury? Keeps the S. Scores 42 points. Leaves me with a lot of vowels. I could be in trouble next move with a very vowel heavy rack, but 42 points is a lot. Well, I do have 5 vowels, but I have a massive lead on a very tight board. So that's not a problem. And now I could take out the T, because I don't have any scoring tiles. Wherever I play is not going to score very much. So how could I take that out? The I takes nothing after it, so I would be playing down onto the T. I could play gut, but the score's terrible, the leave's terrible, so I suspect there's something better than that. Well, 3 points for my opponent, and he doesn't open anything up. So the board is so tight it's difficult to find anywhere to play anything, and I'm very short on time. So what shall I do? Gosh. It's a shame that I is there in riser, otherwise I could play Orgite. Well, I've got Aegis, but that would not be good, because I'd be closing down one floater and providing a whole bunch of others. Okay, how about this? GUE AEIS is not a bad lead. Leave. 10 points, not very good, but it tightens the board even more. Well, I have a scoring tile in the W. Is there anywhere I can play that in the bottom half of the board? My opponent could play down from A15 onto the E of Q, but that's not a bingo. He's not going to score. Well, he's not going to score a massive amount of points playing down there, and I ought to be able to shut out any or some of the floaters that he creates. I've got a fairly flexible rack. Well, I could play whist at J12 for 14 points. Pretty dismal. Right, NU takes a G in front. I don't have it. There is a G unseen. I've got less than 3 minutes on my clock. And I've got both S's. I could play we down here, which does take an S at the front. My opponent may not know that. He would have to use the blank as an S. We also takes a T. So I'm taking a risk here. There are 11 tiles left. My opponent has resigned. Okay, I didn't know you could summarily resign, but clearly you can. So I don't know what counts as the final score, but the current score is 404 to 171. Let's see what I missed. Well, it's a shame when a game does end like that, because it means one doesn't have the opportunity to consider the remaining moves in the game, and in particular the end game, which can be or is different to the rest of the game. So, my opening rack. No bingos there. Nothing which scores more than Hadel. Great, I didn't miss a bingo here, but I did miss a double-double in Moither for 48, so that was certainly a miss on my part. Hullier was the highest scoring play. And Wheeze at M3. Oh, I see, through the E of Hullier. Yeah, that would have been nice. It wouldn't have scored a great deal more than Riz, but it would have played off the W as well. Val, yep, that was my play. Rescreen was the only bingo, and more importantly it was good, because I had doubts about that. Wow, Uneaten was the only bingo playable with that rack. I am astonished by that. Absolutely astonished. Admin, yep, there were no plays with the M on that spot, apart from Amids and Imids, which burns the S, so admin was better. Now, Kyver at K11, that was my play. Corey at K8. Oh, right, yeah, that would have been nice, and the leave of EISV is better than ESY, so Corey was a better play. And Fury, the highest scoring play there. And, well, just nothing here. I mean, all of the plays are pretty poor, so Gu was not noticeably worse. And I think... no, it wasn't the end of the game. My opponent played New, and... well, yeah, a whole bunch of low scoring plays, some of which may have been better than mine. But at this point I did have a very large lead. So that is the end of the game. I think there were a number of interesting spots. The board was very tight. If you consider the diagonal from top right to the bottom left, almost everything is happening in the bottom right of the board, so the board became very tight and difficult to score. But these types of board do happen, so it's good to have an opportunity to play through a game with that sort of board. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. My name is David Webb, and this has been a video for Dweebovision.